When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Welcome everyone to the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. Thank you for tuning into the IWM Broadcast Network. I'm Rick Souza here with my partner in crime here in the booth, John DeRudris. John, we've got a humongous entry list tonight.
We got 40 plus drivers in the field for tonight's Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. Rick, I love Daytona. I love super speedway racing. I can't wait to get this one underway. You know, typically in other series, in the Cup Series, Daytona would be the Super Bowl of NASCAR, the first race of the season. But this is race number 2. So who can make their way up to the top? Right now, it looks like John Ledger is first right now. But, oh, there's Vince Skoik.
Evan Amick.
There we go.
So this is qualifying, though. They're putting up great times, 49, 48, just sub 50-second lap times. But that's all going to change when we wind up in a draft here. It's going to be a huge difference.
It's going to be a huge difference, and it's going to be a huge field for tonight's Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. We really do appreciate everybody for tuning in to tonight's event. Rick, it's Daytona. It's super speedway racing. Winning at Daytona is definitely something else. So let's take a look at what we have going on tonight for the race. 120 laps here with 60% fuel. That is roughly about 25 laps to 30 laps on a tank of gas. 1 quick repair, 4 sets of new tires, 3 green-white checkers. And we also are going to give away the Tech4Troops Scheme Skirmish Award as well as the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award to the driver who sits on the pole for tonight's race. Got a cool night, cool track, and a bunch of cool and collected drivers. Well, for now until they go up to 190 miles an hour 3 wide around this super speedway. But Rick, it's going to be a fun one.
So this is race number 2 of our season. Last week we were in Las Vegas, and our points are right now showing that Luke Bullard, who won last week's race, is sitting atop the points standings.
Yep, he got that win that last season in season 1 we were all looking forward to. So good job to Luke. He punches his ticket into the playoffs. Looking on back, you got Ty Bostic there, Mike Slatker in 3rd, Alonzo King in 4th, Peebles rounding out the top 5. But a couple names that are very new to this league. Look at Grant Altizer in 12th. Also, pay attention to Mike Slatker up there at the top of the points. We saw him come on strong last season and see what he's able to do. Another couple new names. You got Maurice Burnett there in 12th. But our season champion, or season 2 champion, Hermas Castro right there, 10th in points. Not a great day last week in Vegas. So some of your regular season favorites are kind of making their way towards the bottom of the standings right now.
All right, but let's talk about keys to tonight's race.
So the first key to any super speedway race, in my opinion, you have to be patient. You can't win it on lap 1. You can't win it on lap 10, 15, 20. You can't win it on lap 119. You can only win it on the last lap, so be patient. Number 2 and number 1 go really hand in hand, teammates and patience. You know, you got to be patient with your teammates. You got to be patient on the track. And to do that, you have to have your teammates on board with you every step of the way. Teammates are a big portion of this race. And last but not least, probably the most important key to the race, you got to be lucky. There's 41 cars out here. There's going to be a big one. There's probably going to be 2 big ones. There's probably going to be 3 big ones. So can you be lucky enough to make sure you can get your way to the end of this race? So teammates, patience, and luck are the keys for tonight's Sunshine State 300. Rick, looks like the field is gritting up. Who's got the pole? Who won the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award tonight, Rick?
A new person on the pole we haven't seen in a while. Jeff Narin is on the pole tonight.
Wow, congrats, Jeff. Well, there we go. Rick, break us down. Who is the starting lineup for tonight's race?
So, on the pole tonight, Jeff Narin. On his outside in that familiar 80 is Alonzo King Jr. On the inside, behind your pole sitter, is Evan Amick with Southern E Motorsports. On his outside, Charles Vandesleek. In 5th, Mark Hanna. In 6th, on the outside, John Ledger. In 7th, Grant Altizer. In 8th, Jesse Vaughn. In 9th, David Clement. In 10th, Harley Barletta.
In 11th, you have Ty Bostic. In 12th, David Overstreet there. Ian Ogden in the 21 starting in P13 with Marco Berube in the 99 starting in P14. On the inside, you have Dave Sharon in the 9 and Sam Harrell in number 42 in the outside and starting P16. Brad Previtt starting in 17th with Colin Garrett starting in the 18th position in the number 43 car. In 19th, Pete Woodrum in the 1, and rounding out your top 20 is Maurice Burnett in the 88.
In 21st, Russell Ottaway in the 89 to the outside, Jeff Needy in the 40. In 23rd, Freddie Durstock Jr. in the 5, and on his outside, Mike Slagder in the 14. In 25th, Jerry Batto, and on the outside, Joey Doucette in 26th. On the inside, Christoph Hall in 27th and 28th, David Watts. 29th, William Mann Jr. and 30th, Brandon Redford.
In 31st, you have David P. Sharon. Out of the outside, you have Matt McComas making his first start of the season here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. In 33rd, Hermas Castro with Sean Shootman to his outside. In 34th, 35th, you have Tyler Peebles there. Strong run last week. And then Ryan Pittman rounds out 36th. In 37th, you have Zach Ward, and to his outside, Austin Hable there in the number 6 machine. Luke Bullard starting in 39th with Rodney Uber-Packer starting in 40th, and Rick Kane Vandermark starting at the dead last position of 41st.
You know, that may not be a bad place to be.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. It's going to be one of those races, but looks like the field is on the back stretch, looking to get this race underway here.
That's a shot from the Tech4Troops drone. We've got a drone in the in our broadcast repertoire tonight, so he is out there looking at the field. We hope to have some replay shots from that as well.
We do, and you know what? This drone can go up to 190 miles an hour, I've heard. So let's see if it can keep up with this wild field we have going on here at Daytona. Rick, we got 41 cars at Daytona. Second race of the season here for the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Geico Restart Zone, they are in, and we are green flag racing here at Daytona.
Green flag underway here. Already you're going to see some drivers moving around quickly, trying to establish what lane they want to be with and who they can dance with, because it's going to be crazy. We got some guys in here who have actual real-life experience on this track. We'll be watching a number of those guys. Colin Garrett in the 43 is a full-time driver, so he should hopefully show us something here as well.
And it looks like it's very interesting. The field really broke up at the start of that race. Got a lot of drivers all over the place right now, a 3-car breakaway. But it looks like the field is really split up right now coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, with a field of this size, it's very typical that you'll get some type of accordion effect as you head down toward that start-finish line. But as they pack race back, that second pack should be able to make it right back.
Right, we almost have, 3 packs because we have the first 10 to 15 drivers, I'd say top 20 right there. And then we have a further on pack that's just, single file right now, just coming out of turn 2. Almost 4 packs, really, Rick, if you look at it like that. Everybody kind of minds up using. Here comes Alonzo King to the outside with the 45 behind him. Looking to the high side with the 77 there, coming out of turn 4. So here is that accordion effect already starting on lap 2.
All right, Jeff Narron will lead the third lap of the night, second lap, as we now head into third.
Here we go. We got that outside lane forming up. You have Alonzo King there. You got the 45. You have the 12. Got Van Scoik there in the 41 on the bottom lane. Mark Hanna, Bostic. And a big push from the 45 to get that 80 up to the lead. And this is what we all came to see, folks. Side-by-side racing here at Daytona. I'm not even going to keep up with who leads every lap because every lap's probably going to be, just a few inches off. And that's how I couldn't even tell, Rick. I'm not even trying.
So we've got that 46. That's David Overstreet. He was almost trapped in the middle there. Super easy to happen. The track's wide enough to tempt you with 3 wide, which you can do here. The challenge becomes on exit out of turns 2 and 4 that you've got to have a lot of faith in that guy below you and that guy above you to give you enough room to get through.
You really do, and this race is a little bit different in Talladega. It's not as wide, so 3-wide racing here, you can make it happen, but you have to be in the right company to do so here at Daytona. So coming to lap 5, Jeff Narron out there all 5 laps here in the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. We thank you again for joining along with us on whichever platform you choose. But if you're on YouTube, we would love for you to give us a like and a subscribe. I heard the YouTube algorithm kind of likes that a little bit. So let's see how YouTube appreciates that. And we appreciate you for tuning in to tonight's race number 2 of Season 3, the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Looks like that inside line has a good, strong run right now. And the field is slowly making their way around turn 3 and 4. Looks like we have a breakaway of about 10 to 15 cars right there in pack number 1. Pack number 2 is really nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, let's drop back and take a look at the other groups of cars. Jeff Narron's got a great pusher there with Charles. He's right there on his tail. That line's very solid on the low side, staying formed up together. You got the 77 of Evan Amick there. well, keeping them together. The outside line with Alonso hasn't really quite gotten to where it needs to be to challenge that inside line. But let's take a peek back in the group. See if we can find that other group with John Ledger. So that's the 19 of Ledger. You've got the 84 of Jesse Vaughn. You've got the 81 of Barletta, the 14 of Slagter there, and the other set in that group.
It looks like there's very interesting racing going on here.
There's like 4 separate groups happening.
And that could all be by design. But, really, unless the first or the last 3 groups can kind of get up nose to tail, that front group's just going to keep on pulling away. So we'll see what happens here, but it's very interesting racing early on here at Daytona.
Well, there's about almost a 9-second delta between that first group of Jeff, led by Jeff Narin, to Ian Ogden here in 19th. But Ian's got a good pusher behind him. That is Colin Garrett. We talked about him briefly before. So they can make their way up to the front if they can get some help. All right, back up to the lead group. We're watching as Jeff Narin continuing to lead. This is lap number 8. Jason Parker with Tech4Troops is here. Let's see if we can bring him into the booth.
All right, let's do it.
Jason, welcome to the broadcast booth. How's it going tonight? Oh, I think there he is, back. Jason, can you hear us? Let's wait for him to join us in a bit. He's got a big challenge ahead of him. Tech4Troops does a weekly scheme skirmish where they go through each of the drivers' paint schemes and award a gift card for what they believe to be the best paint skirmish, or the best paint scheme of the night.
Well, they got 41 to choose from, so it's going to be a big task tonight. You got the ears there?
Yeah, I do. Well, now I do, and they're looking outstanding out there tonight, aren't they?
And there's a lot of them. Tonight we've got 41 entries on the track.
It's absolutely outstanding, the support we've gotten already. Mr. Harrell, I believe, in the 42 car, looking shiny and new. He sent me a great picture of his scheme before this stuff was kicking off. Just some great stuff out there. Just really excited for all the new stuff that we're doing with the new season. The drone cam especially, I love that addition. Really cool.
I don't think we'll have it at every track, but we'll take it when we can get it. We are really wide a bit there through that out of turn 4 and into the front stretch. They come back down and back to 2 wide.
Oh, here we go, 3 wide. Oh no, don't wreck. Hold on to it.
Someone bailed out wisely.
Yeah, that was the 42 you were talking about there. That could have been a little bit interesting, but now everybody's single file along turn 1 and turn 2. So some tight racing going on right now, but Narin, Van Scoik, Amick, Bostic, and Sharon, your top 5.
Wanted to welcome Mr. Garrett while he's here with us. Formal welcome to the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We've been doing some neat stuff with the Team 1111 Veteran Project and Tech4Troops, so be on the lookout for some of that stuff coming up.
We are. We're just commenting early on that Colin brings real-world experience to sim racing, and I hope he's enjoying himself out there.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to be going over these designs and pouring over these schemes. So you guys get back to it, and I'll get down to my homework. Safe race, guys.
All right, that's Jason Parker with Tech4Troops, title sponsor to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here.
Alrighty, yeah, like you said, Colin Garrett big into supporting veterans there and what he does in the Xfinity Series and the other racing he's a part of. So such a privilege to have him on board tonight in that 43 machine. But right now, Rick, it looks like, almost like a practice session. Almost. You got a bunch of different cars with not many people around them and a bunch of different packs. I mean, looking back all the way to Uber Packer there, he is 25 seconds off the pace. So we'll see what happens as this race plays out.
Yeah, in fact, that lead pack is about to catch up to the 40 of Jeff Nini. I think he is the last car on the lead lap.
He is, I believe.
He's hoping for a caution.
Yeah, he's 3 laps down. Unfortunately, something happened with Jeff there. But we'll see how this field starts to accordion back up and get back going. But really 4 to 5 distinct packs running right now around Daytona. So right now your top 10 as it stands is Jeff Nairn out there in first, Van Scoyk in second, Evan Amick in third, Ty Bostic in fourth, Dave Sharon in fifth, Overstreet in sixth, Alonzo King in seventh, Clement in eighth, Hannah in ninth, and Altizer there in 10th. And there goes the field around Jeff to put him 4 laps down, unfortunately. But there's a lot of time left here in tonight's race, but we're coming to lap 15 out of 120.
Clean racing so far. Great. I think that's just indicative of the fact that this field broke apart like it did off that start-finish line at the start of this race, and someone's blinking a bit.
I believe that was Jeff.
No, that may be Jeff's problem.
Yeah,
So when you hear us talk about blinking, that typically means the driver may be experiencing a connection, an internet issue, and unfortunately that affects his ability to stay connected in the time, in a timely fashion with the server. And unfortunately, as it manifests itself in a car that winks in and out, it can be quite disconcerting if you're a driver around that car and you just saw. That was pretty wild.
What in the world? Yeah, I mean, I've never seen it do that before. It's almost like his car just got destroyed.
Well, thank you, iRacing, for that bit of interest. All right, so 16 laps in. Jeff Nairn continues to lead this race. 77 of Evan Amick has made his way behind him.
Good run for the 77 there.
Yep, Bostic has come in as well. Dave Sharon, also another great showing in. David Overstreet. That pack has, is that all Southern E guys? Southern E Motorsports?
It's pretty close. I got to say, it's pretty close. And that's what I've noticed here. Some of the packs that have formed heavy teammate based. Kind of what I was going off of in my keys of the race. You have to have one patience, but 2, you have to have teammates around you. And we see the 11-11 guys all teamed up together, and those are some Southern E Motorsport guys teamed up together. So we'll see how this plays out for the rest of the race. But Rick, I've been I've been around iRacing quite a while, and you have too. And we've been in many races here at Daytona. I don't know if I've ever can really recall of a race where we were this single file this early on. It's very uncharacteristic of Daytona.
Yeah, I completely agree. So Southern E Motorsports at the start of the season fielded 2 teams, one NV2 Motorsports and the second Southern E Motorsports. And those guys, Jeff Nairn, Ty Bostic, forward, he's farther back, but Evan Amick. Just looking through the current roster here.
Well, they're doing a great job out
Mike
here tonight.
Yeah, they are. That's 1, 2, 3 Southern E Motorsports.
Yeah, that's a great team effort there. It looks like the second pack has caught pack number 1. So now we're going to get a little bit more racing involved here. We got Jeff Nini back on pit road, and looking back on pack, the 14th position, John Ledger is 8 seconds back. followed by third pack there with Watts 15 seconds back, and then the fourth pack with Jerry Botto there 25 seconds back. So you got cars all throughout the track, and they're all kind of keeping the same pace, same distance. So this could really turn into who can be good on pit road and who's going to have a strong teammate play. So
well, that brings up an important point. We're about to get to 20 laps, so we'll begin to see, I'm guessing, at some point in the near future, fuel.
with my estimations, I think we're going to see somewhere around lap 25. That's my estimate here, which means they're going to have to pit 4 times in tonight's race. You won't really need tires here until really about the 2nd or the 4th stop, so we'll see if anybody takes tires. But right now, it looks like we have this first pack kind of, getting a little bit of racy here, but also out front, you got the 27 to 77 in Bostic there doing great things. We got pit stops coming here in a little bit, but Rick, we're already a sixth of the way through this race, so
This is great.
and a blink, here we go. We got some pit stops.
This is Alonzo King, David Clement, Mark Hanna, Grant Altizer in this run. I was thinking out my calculations more around the 20 laps to go, and that's what we're seeing here. Or maybe this is part of their overall strategy. If they think this is going to go green, they need to have a way to plan for the future.
Yeah, I think they're short pitting just a little bit. I do see a lot of chatter over the radio between the 47, some other cars right there, so we may see some more pit stops, but I think they can go a little bit longer. But you kind of got to think about this. If they have to pit another 4 times, they can go about 25 laps on a tank of gas. It does kind of make sense to pit right now, because that means you would run out with literally with 1 lap to go, or on the last lap if there's no cautions. But right now, it looks like 25 is my number. Looks like we got some other drivers making their way. Got Berube on pit road. Looks like we got some other drivers possibly making their way down. But I think they could go about 25 here, Rick. So we'll see who plays the strategy well and what happens. Looks like they're about to catch the tail end of this pack. That is a 12 car right there.
Well, let's see how it all plays out. But if they did what you're thinking here, knock off the first 20 and then go 25, 50, 75 and hope to run it out. That sounds like a, hey, well, here we go. We got some cars coming in now.
Yep, those are the leaders. That's all the Southern E Motorsports guys right there, pitting on lap 22 to 23. So they're pitting a little bit kind of in the middle between all these different drivers. So we'll see what happens.
You got a lot coming in. Pretty much the rest of the field is in. This is the 11-11 groups.
Sorry, the 21 bumped the 11 a little bit.
Yep, unfortunately, the 11 kind of missed his pit.
And there goes all the 11-11 Veteran Project drivers off the pit road.
That's Joey Doucette in the 11. That puts David Overstreet out there.
Yep, coming to lap 24, so
about half this field has come in at this point.
Yep, and this is going to be the interesting part of the race. There's going to be a lot of fluctuation within who's doing what, where pit stops are going to take place. And, Rick, we're also going to transition from day to night. Look at the sunset and the rest of the field making their way down. So I was pretty much about right. Lap 24 to 25, you'll see the majority of the field come down. So here we go. Strategy play here early on at Daytona in the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300.
So not everybody has come in. Overstreet, here they come now. Harrell, Maurice Burnett. That's the balance of the field. No, Ryan Pittman and Austin Habel have not come in yet. And neither has Luke Bullard. Here's Luke Bullard coming in now. He seems off the pace.
He must have just come down pit road. Oh, watch out. 3 wide. Yeah, the 3 must have just come down pit road there.
Yeah, oddly enough, his information is not populated in race control. Here we got Ryan Pittman and Austin Habel coming in.
Oh, well, that's 2 cars in 1 stall. Don't think they can work on multiple cars at once. Well, that should cycle through pit stops.
Yep, and when it's all shaken out, let's take a look and see where we're at. It looks to be that Sammy Harrell in that 42 is currently showing at the top of our leaderboard.
Yeah, he's all by himself, though, which is odd. I wonder why and how that happened. Because he definitely came down pit road. It still shows that he's on pit road, so not really sure why that is. But he is, in fact, the leader. So
he's got the 43 of Colin Garrett, I think, in front of him.
Yep, we got
Colin
Sammy.
is the last car on the lead lap. We'll see how this all shakes out. Nothing is written in stone at this point. Whenever you cycle through a bunch of pit stops like we have under green,
it's always going to get messed up, Rick. No matter how you look at it, it's always going to, it could possibly go wrong. But right now, my top 5 as it stands, you got Sammy Harrell in first, Maurice Bennett in second, Van Scoik in third, David Overstreet in fourth, and Jeff Narin in fifth.
so we've been caution-free here at Daytona for the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. We are on lap 27 of 120. We've been through 1 round of green flag pit stops, and we're going to take our first commercial break, so don't go away. We will be right back. You won't miss a single thing. We'll be side by side.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back. Live broadcast of the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. I'm Rick Souza here in the booth with my announcing partner, John DeRudris. We are with the IWM Broadcast Network, and we thank you for tuning in to our second race of this season. And it has been a phenomenal one. A little bit unusual for Daytona. A lot of single pack racing here. Nose to tail running. Not so much side by side, but I don't think this is going to hang out for much longer. We're seeing another group begin to chase down the leaders, and we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. As the day turns in tonight, we have a new leader out front. Sammy Harrell there, followed by Van Scoik in second, 42-41.
Great job of pushing by Van Scoik. I think we've learned a little bit about him. Just he's got a 4309 I rating. It's not his first rodeo, and he is phenomenal in that position, pushing that leader.
Yes, he is.
So just so you're aware that these are teammates. That 42 with Sammy Harrell and Van Scoik behind him, those are teammates. And it shows.
Yep, I told you, big portion of what's going on is going to be teammate action here at Daytona. And we're seeing that in big effect tonight.
Oh yeah, Maurice Burnett in the 88 behind them, also part of 43 Racing. So 1, 2, 3 are teammates here, and that you need that here. You can You can't go around as a single car. You can't go naked and catch up with 2, but 3, 4, 5. That's what it takes to get around here at the speeds that we're seeing. They were qualifying at 49 and change, just sub 50-second lap times. But when you're pack racing, we're seeing times in the mid 45s.
Exactly, Rick. You are exactly correct, and it's a part of Daytona. It's a part of this racing here, and right now we got some 45-second times. I think the fastest time on the track is by John. Is it John Ledger with the 45.805? I believe it is. So that's definitely in the draft, though. You can't run that by yourself. But right now, let's take a look on back a little bit. 10th on back, Rick. We got a pretty big pack coming into one right now.
Yeah, so we've got definitely Alonzo King is back here.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's 2 different packs, but they're closer than what we've seen.
Trying to catch the number on that first pack, the first car in that line.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the first car in that pack is that's not the 27, is it? Actually, I think it is the 27. That was Jeff Narron.
That outside is the 15, I believe. There it is. It's the 14, the Mike Slackner. Nope, the 27.
Yep, it's the 27.
Jeff Darren.
Jeff Narron. But look at that. The Southern Motorsports guys, Rick, look at that right nose to tail. What good teamwork there by that team. They know what they're doing. I mean, that's a vast improvement from season 3 or season 2 to season 3.
Yeah, they really have come together as a group. Now, this is what you typically see at Daytona. 2 wide plus racing, good control of the line, guys working together to make their way back up front. But that will help them to run down that top 4 cars.
For sure.
Now, in that group of top 4 cars, you got a number of lapped cars that are up there that are helping them stay up, because 1, 2, 3, 4 couldn't possibly keep the delta between this pack of cars here, but they've got some help up there.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
So overall, taking a look at how we're spread out here, you can see that group that's just passing through the front stretch is a good group of cars. The next group is Joey Doucette, William Mann Jr., Marco Ruby, Brandon Redford, Zach Ward, Hermas Castro. They're about a half a straightaway behind this pack. This is that group here, led by Joey Doucette. Again, William Mann Jr., Marco Berube, Brandon Redford, Zach Ward, Hermas Castro, Rodney Cooper-Packer. Back there as well. They're trying to make it up. It's going to be, they're looking for a yellow. They need to find a way to bunch up and catch
really.
back up.
It's I don't know if we're going to have one tonight, Rick. With the way that this racing has been going, we've seen very clean racing throughout the entire field. So it may be one of these races where we see a caution. Kind of wild to say, but at this point we're almost 30% of the way into this race and not even an incident. So as I say that, watch the field wreck. I just beware everybody. The field may just completely take itself out right here. So
right now we do have a couple of guys that definitely are laps down. Luke Bullard, Ian Ogden, Freddie Durstock, Ian Ogden, Schupman, McComas, Brendan, Bentham, Garrett, Habel, Pittman, Peebles. That round of green flag pit stop really caught these guys and not getting off pit road fast enough to keep ahead of that on-track group.
It did. You're exactly correct.
right, 37 laps in the books. Sammy Harrell continues to show us the way in that 42. Charles Van Scoik behind. David Overstreet, Maurice Burnett. Alonzo King is in 5th. And Alonzo leads that second pack, trying to chase down that group. They're pretty close.
They are. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
They're 4 seconds off at this time.
You know, we'll see these deltas. Oh, look at that move. Big 3 wide coming. Here we go through the middle. Wow. Don't hit the wall. He's in the wall. Oh, Rick, here we go. It's happening.
He saved it.
We're green so far. Let's keep it that way, boys. Let's go. What good racing there. Now, this is Daytona. This is what we all came to see. Side-by-side racing.
Exactly what we would expect. All right, that's David.
Oh, caution.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
I told you I jinxed it.
You did.
Jeez.
Lap 39. Not sure why. Let's try to go back and see. I have no idea what happened.
I'm not showing actually anything on my side, Rick, so we may have to do a little searching here. Oh, there it is.
That's the 89, the 9.
Dave Sharon.
Oh,
John Ledger. Oh, hard hit for Ledger.
Yeah, let's back this up a bit here and try to figure out exactly.
Oh.
Let's take a more in-depth look at that. So that's the 9 of Sharon and the 89 of Russell Ottaway. So a pretty good run. I'm not sure what turn this is.
3.
As they enter 3, the 9 is on the line. Looks like he may have come up a little bit. Catching the left rear. Upsetting the 89.
Actually, no, I think this is it's actually maybe turn
2. Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's turn 1 and turn 2.
Slagter gets beneath the 89 and saves it. Great move by the 14. Not sure everybody else is going to be as lucky.
No, you got John. You got John Ledger coming up.
89 continues. Ledger gets into the front of the 89. 84 makes it through cleanly.
We know what happened last week there with Jesse Vaughn. Just a lot of unfortunate situations, but he made it through that one.
All right, so pretty much the entire field has made their way down onto pit road. They've all got their fuel and tires probably at this point here on lap 40.
I would say so myself.
So we've said it before, we'll say it again. We've seen cautions breed cautions. So let's hope that as we get a restart here, we can go back to some good, clean green flag racing. But we are 1/3 of the way through this event.
That's wild to say. I mean, we've been green ever since the start of the race. So kudos out to all these drivers out here.
Yeah, and really, from what I saw, there's the 89. I think got the worst of that deal.
I agree. He really did. Unfortunate there, kind of got turned a little bit and then had that contact with the Ledger machine. But yeah, hopefully he'll be able to get back in the race.
So, any trivia for tonight, John?
Yes, we do have some trivia. So, Right off the bat, I'm going to kind of throw it back to 1976. Almost 50 years ago. If my math is correct. Yes, it is correct. What did David Pearson shout by way of explanation as he crashed on the last lap of the Daytona 500 in 1976? I'll repeat the question. What did David Pearson shout by way of explanation as he crashed on the last lap of the Daytona 500 in 1976? Your answer coming up when they get green flag racing.
Yeah, and cover the kids' ears.
Yes.
All right, the lights are off on the top of our pace car. We have 40. This is lap 42 of 120 scheduled here. 79 laps to go. Our first caution of the night. The control car is Alonzo King up front, and on his outside is that 15 of David Clement. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. David's a newcomer to the series, but they were racing. They were racing together in that last pack, and look at me, they've come out together. That's pretty awesome.
That really is pretty awesome to see, and we'll see what the field does this time. Rick, this is our second restart of the race, and the last one got pretty spread out. I don't know if this one's going to be that way. We got 3 wide in the back. I don't know what's going on.
I think they're still figuring out their positions. Hopefully.
Yep. Hopefully we got that figured out, because we're green flag racing here at Daytona. We may get some black flags for some drivers, but we are green flag racing back here at the World Center of Racing. 3 wide, a little bit further on to the back of the pack, but along with leading down to the turn 1.
All right, Alonzo King continues now to show us the way here as he now leads. This is his first lap leading here at the Sunshine State 300. But look at that low line. He moved up to the top to pick up his drafting buddy. We're 3 wide into 3.
I don't know how that's going to work. Oh, watch it. That's a tough move to make. Hold on to it. Don't get into the left rear. That's a bold move by the 42 machine. They're tight. This is not
contact
good.
With the 15. He saves it.
Rick, this is not good. I don't like how this
Trapped
is going.
on the outside.
3 wide.
Contact again.
Are we going to see the big one?
Let's hope not.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen right here. We got some chatter over the radio. I don't know if a few drivers may be happy with that. Oh, tight. This is tight racing, Rick. They got to get back to double file, and they're still not double fan. There we go. Okay. Well,
we're not quite there yet. We're not there yet.
This is nerve-wracking for everybody, because
the 15 is in a 42-41 sandwich here.
Please hold on to it, folks. Got car in the wall, car below the double yellow line. 3 cars checking away from the field.
Oh, wreck it! Through the crash!
Did he save it?
That's the 15.
Don't come back up the track! Oh, no!
Oh, no one hit him. He's clean.
No, somebody hit him. Somebody hit him, Rick. I think it was Jesse Vaughn.
Jesse Vaughn's a magnet.
God. It was coming. It was going to happen.
All right, so he got a little help in that. Looks like the 77 may have. Let's go back a little slower here. He's holding his line. He's not moving. 77 came up and may have given him a little bit of a nudge in that left rear. He's trying to get his way back up on the track. Oh, he hits the 11 as he tries to make it back up on the track.
I just...
Yeah, that's just... it's hard to do that with the...
Did Jesse Vaughn get through? I think
He got a little bit of contact with the 11.
29, William Mann Jr. barely squeaked by.
Yeah, he squeaks by. So a little bit of contact doesn't look like much. If you're the 15, you're changing those tires and your shorts.
Yes, that is very correct. And just to answer the trivia question before we go to the next trivia question, what did David Pearson shout by the way of explanation as he crashed in the last lap of the Daytona 500 in 1976? Just to keep this PG-13, the BITCH hit me. So that's what he screamed out the right side of the door. But we have another question while we're at it. Who was the only driver whose only official NASCAR win was in the Daytona 500? Who was the NASCAR driver whose only win came here at the World Center of Racing? All I got to say, it's probably one of the most historic names in racing history. That's all I got to say.
Yep. All right, so pretty much everybody has come, well, not everybody, most of the field has come down onto pit road. Looks like our overlay is a bit overwhelmed here. We're going to reload and...
Probably due to all that action.
Here we go. All right, so the top 5 drivers did not come down onto pit road. They're staying with their strategy. They pitted last on lap 40, which is just 7 laps ago, and they hung on. Everybody else, with the exception of some lapped cars, came down pit road.
Ooh, somebody said Trevor Bayne.
I think that's a driver who's out there in the field right now. Well, he is under caution.
Let's see. Is it Trevor Bayne? I don't know. Hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. Actually, okay, interesting.
All right, you think about that. We're going to jump off to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300, our second caution of the night. Humongous field here tonight. Out of the 41 entries, 40 are still on the track, making their way around. 73 laps to go. 48 are in the books.
And Rick, all 40 of them have a chance to win. That's all I got to say. You never can count yourself out here at the World Center of Racing.
Lights are off. Charles Van Schoik is our, did I get that right that time? Skoik is our control car. We're about to go back to green flag racing.
Here we go. We are in the Geico restart zone, and we are green flag racing in the 42. What a jump by the 42. And that's going to leave the 88 right behind him.
Yeah, well, 42 and the 41 are teammates. And so he left that, he did that gap. We've seen that before.
I think the 88 could have come down and separated that teamwork there. He had a chance to do it, but didn't complete the job.
Well, the 88's part of the team too.
Well, I guess that's a good point as well. So I guess they want to have the 42, 41, and the 88 right there with the 44 behind them.
That 48 is Christoph Hall, also part of the same team.
Well, there you go. Teamwork makes the dream work, and especially here at Daytona. And the dream is to get a win. We have fallen under the night here at Daytona. And what's better than some Wednesday night racing under the lights here at the World Center of Racing? The answer to that question, who is the only driver to get their Cup win in the Daytona 500? Actually, two drivers. Trevor Bayne is the first one. Thank you, Mr. Castro, for saying that while also driving. And number 2, Mario Andretti, the only driver to win his only race here in the Cup Series in the Daytona 500. So some very interesting company there for
Trevor Bayne and Mario.
For Trevor Bayne, and what an interesting category. I mean it's such an interesting stat to have. I mean, to be paired up there with one of the racing greats, it's fantastic. But that's the answer. Rick, we have 70 to go. Let's see if we can get on this drone cam here and ride off right in front of the 42 machine. Let's see if this drone can actually keep up with the field here. I think it may be able to, but I think we may get a good line.
All right, here we go.
Oh, wow, there we go, 190 miles an hour. Let me rephrase that, 200. Man, we have the fastest drone in all of sports. We need to call up NASCAR and say, hey, we got something that you may like. Because let me tell you, that drone at Talladega definitely could not go 200 miles an hour. So,
nope.
Right now, looking on to the 42 machine of Harold there. This is going to give a good picture of, how the line moves. When you're looking at it from a broadcast perspective in the whoa, big action going on in the middle there.
Yeah, they kind of came apart a bit, got some cars blinking in the back there. That's going to make it a bit challenging. They're kind of splitting apart out back.
That's never a good sign. But as we were saying, that camera shot gave us a good angle of how often these cars move.
Oh, yellow's out. I think John Ledger, Hermas Castro.
Big wreck, middle of the field. Also, I have an additional answer to that question. Mike McDowell. Yes, that is correct. Michael McDowell's only Cup win, I believe, came into the Daytona 500. Oh, big wreck. Wow, we got a parking lot in 3 and 4.
This is the big one.
Parking lot in 3 and 4.
Let's see if we can go back. Try to get a better far shot here. See what we see. Oh, we got it. So this is Evan Amick and Hermas Castro.
Looks like a push gone wrong.
So that's the 14 of Slagter with the 25 of Castro behind. They came down. I don't think that there just wasn't room there. Unfortunately, caught the 77. Doored, and then unfortunately everybody turns up. That's the 47, the 3, the 7.
There's nowhere to go.
Apron. No, the field is blocked. The 22, the 11, the 75, the 9.
Oh, jeez.
29 is down there. He gets caught.
There's Freddie Durstock.
Yep. 81.
81. Does he get through?
So far, he is through.
There's Matt McComas.
Ogden.
What a wild ride.
All right, so that is our third caution of the night. As we approach the halfway point. We are going to take this opportunity, if we can, to dip out for a commercial break. We will be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
Is that inferring that? Nope.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. We are under caution here at lap 54 from an incident between the 77 and the 25, which then collected about a quarter of the field. We've got a lot of guys who have made it down. Pretty much the majority of the field that's come down and got their repairs made. They're back up on the field. Alonzo King is your leader. Mark Hanna in second, who will lead that outside line, and we'll go back to green momentarily. So, John, what you got?
So, for our caution number 3 question, who were the only father and son to finish 1-2 in a Daytona 500? Again, who were the only father and son duo to finish 1-2, first and second, in the Daytona 500?
All right, lights are off on top of our pace car, which means we are going back to green next time by. Alonzo King is our control car and showing us the way. Mark Hanna is outside in that 45, behind Alonzo, the 15 of David Clement. To the outside, the 12 of Grant Altizer. Sammy Hall is there on the inside. To the outside, the 44 of Christoph Hall.
Rick, here we go. Green flag racing again here at Daytona. Field stacks up. Alonzo King and Hanna 1-2. They are in the Geico restart zone, and we are off. Green flag racing back here at Daytona. I was going to say Talladega, but I caught myself.
Good catch. All right, restart is complete. Alonzo King and the 15 of Clement, David Clement, make it out cleanly. Too wide here. Outside line begin to form up a little bit better. 80 and the 15 out front. But he's got to watch out. You've got teammates behind. Jeff Narron has made his way back up. He was our pole sitter.
Yes, he has.
Jeff Narron is the winner of the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award for the second race here at Daytona. I almost saw them 3 wide. Definitely some contact.
Yep. Also, they answered the trivia question. Who was the only father and son duo to finish 1-2 in the Daytona 500? Donna, no, it is not Richard and Kyle Petty. It is Bobby and Davey Allison in 1988. Here we go. Side-by-side action. Field kind of separating a little bit. Big move by the 15 up to the high line. Trying to give that 80 a push.
Yeah, he picked back up that 80. But those teammates, that's the 42 of Harrow and the 44 of Christoph Hall, jump out to the lead on that low line, looking for help from the 27. The outside line continues to work. And is getting more organized as the laps tick off here. Coming up to the halfway point here at Daytona. The field again is broken apart a bit. You can see at least 3 or 4 distinct groups, and then a few stragglers.
Yeah, it looks like the field is kind of doing the same thing that it did in the first caution, or first restart, rather. Kind of separating out just a little bit. We've got a wreck in the back. Caution is out. Cautions breed cautions here at Daytona.
We'll see if we can see it from this. I don't have any indication.
Oh, there it is up front, actually. Look at that middle of 3 and 4. Oh, is that the previous wreck? Or is that the one that just happened? Oh, there it is. There it is.
Let's back it up a bit here. Oh, Matt McComas, I think, is also involved, a 10. All right, sorry about that. Looks like we found the incident. You've got the 10 of McComas down on the inside line, the 16 of unfortunately, it's like the 10. Did he come up?
I think a little bit.
I'm watching that line with the 16 of Sharon. He's holding his line. Comes down a little. Looks like they're both kind of, yeah. Unfortunately, that takes them both into the outside retaining wall.
There's a 25. The 26 go by.
75 goes by. 34 dives safely off to the bottom. And I think that's the only cars involved. Oop, the 91 of Brad Previtt gets around.
Good move there.
Yep, and you can do it on this side of the track. It's pretty wide open. All right, so our fourth caution of the night. Pretty much everybody has made their way down onto pit road here at the halfway point, lap 61. Do you have another trivia?
I do. So, caution number 4 trivia question is as follows. What team has the only 1-2-3 Daytona 500 finish? And also, who were its drivers? What team has the only 1-2-3 Daytona 500 finish? And who were its drivers? Actually, did not know this. Pretty cool.
All right. Well, fourth caution of the night. We are at the halfway point, 60 laps to go. Charles Van Scoik is our lead car. He is the control car on this restart. He will have his teammate on the outside, Sammy Harrell, in that 42. He will have his teammate, Christoph Hall, behind him in the 44. And he will have his teammate, Maurice Burnett, in the 88 to his outside.
Yeah, this is going to play out very interesting because, you know, if you go 25-25, that means you got 10, but you could go 20, 21, and 19. I mean, this is going to be an interesting from a strategy play, so we'll see what these teams do.
Well, your leaders, the top 6, did not come in.
See, this is a big strategy play for these teams. I mean, they may be playing a little bit of this original strategy here to only have to pit on lap 75 and to pit on lap 100. So we'll see how this race plays out. But as it stands right now, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be crazy, and I think it's going to be a good race. That's all I got to say as this race plays out.
All right, our fourth caution of the night is about to be wrapped up. Lights are off on top of our pace car. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network of the Tech4Troops Cup Series here at Daytona, our second race of the season, with 41 entries tonight. 40 are still on the track. bunching up a little bit closer pretty soon.
I believe they will.
My focus is on these first four, how they figure this out. Do they hold up the outside? They've got the one of Pete Woodrum right there on the low side. We'll see how they're able to get those guys in line.
It's going to be interesting to see, but the pace car has made its way off. We are about to get green flag racing back here at Daytona, and we do have green flag racing. 42 jumps down in front of the 41. Let's see what this 88 can do. The 88 slide down there. It's not clear yet. There he goes. Big stack up on the bottom lane because of it, though.
Yeah, they definitely took their the opportunity there to take an advantage over the field, work their way in line, but that gave a huge opportunity for folks to jump in that outside lane. We've seen that 15 out there before. He's got the one of Pete Woodrum behind him, and the 80 of Alonzo King. The 45 of Mark Hanna is back there as well. That's all part of that outside line as this one, the low line, begins to group itself together. They've got the 89 behind that group. That's Russell Ottaway. Also part of that team. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that low line, all teammates. A lot of movement going on the track. Oh, drivers being trying to find a way to get to the front. This race is halfway over. And if you're going to make a move, you've got to begin to think about how that's going to happen and when.
Yeah, you got to do it now. I mean, you gotta kind of make your way up to the front of the field, starting right about. Oh, watch out! Oh, what a save! That could have been horrendous, Rick. You kind of got to really get your strategy down at this point in the race. You really got to think about when you're going to pit, what kind of strategy you want to follow, because it's going to be interesting as this race progresses to see what drivers do. So if it was me, I would start to kind of make my way up to the front and get around my teammates.
Well, you can see that with the 43 racing team. They've got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going on right now. That entire team is running at the front on that low line.
How awesome is that? I mean, what a run by that team there. They are doing the best here tonight out of all the teams, but don't look too far back. I see a lot of cars that look pretty similar that have a very familiar logo on the front of them, so I'm kind of seeing what these 11-11 guys possibly could start to do. I see one of them right there, and I think they may start making their way up to the front of the field here pretty soon.
Yeah, you have to go back a little farther, I think. Harley Barletta is there. He's currently in 8th. Looking through the roster right now, John Ledger's back here in 18th. Ian Ogden got his lap back. He's in 19th. Jesse Vaughn's part of that group. He's in 23rd. William Mann Jr. is affiliated. So I think they're back there, but heck, there's a lot of time. 54 laps to go. That's a bunched up group right there.
To say the least, that is correct. That is correct.
All right, we thank you for tuning in tonight to the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. We've got a great race for you tonight. Just a handful of cautions so far. Some great side-by-side racing here as the race has progressed. Turned out a little bit broken apart with that first, when we started this race, we wound up with a bunch of groups kind of broken into 5 different parts of the track, but with all these green flag pit stops that we've had and these cautions, we're right back into side-by-side racing, what you typically would expect here at Daytona.
Absolutely.
Try to identify there's a car that was in a back there. And not sure who it is.
I don't know. I saw it too. I don't believe it's the 40 machine of Jeff Nani because he's off.
Yep. It was behind the 99 of Marco Berube, but
not sure, but we are double file the majority of this field here. Something you love to see here at Daytona. Not the first time that we've seen this all night.
Well, wrecking.
Don't come back up the track.
They held it. They survived.
Wow. That's number 2. First time you're lucky. Second time it's dumb luck. Third time, Rick, I don't know if
there's somebody in the wall back here. He may have just kind of kept it there and worked his way around.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that was close there, Rick. That was very, very, very close. That's what happens when you get 40 guys on Daytona. You're going to have some moves that are going to be risky, and you may, a checkup that happens 10 cars in front of you may affect you. So it's definitely the risk reward you play here at a super speedway like Daytona.
Yeah, I think we're seeing Mark Hanna a little bit here, blinking a bit. Unfortunately, he is right there. That outside line had the run. They challenged and moved it up, but they kind of petered out a bit. Alonzo King ducked down low, and he's got the 99 of Marco Berube have come in behind him and placed themselves firmly in front of that 43 racing team. So, John, Green's flag is underway. The team has the only 1, 2, 3, 500 finish. And who are those drivers?
That is going to be Hendrick Car in the Wall. Never mind. Back okay to my answer. Hendrick Motorsports did that back in 1997 with Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte. If I'm not mistaken, that last driver is Ricky Craven. They finished 1, 2, 3 at the Daytona 500 in 1997.
Oh, car spinning right there in the front.
Oh, big wreck. Watch out. Field coming. Blocked track. We have nowhere for these guys to go. We're going to have a big pile up at the start-finish line. Big pile up. Oh, watch out. Well, Rick, I think we caught one.
We did.
We got another one. How do we do this?
We just do it.
We just do it. We're like Nike. Just do it. Just do it.
All right, let's go. Alonzo King was stuck there, it seems. Bring it back to let's go back a little farther. See if we can see just exactly when this happened. Oh, right there, he was turned. That's the 47. And give me a second to key in that car. So it looks like he may have had contact with Peebles.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. I mean, I think it was just an odd push.
Yep, yeah, and the front stretch where you've got that offset with the apron and the racing surface, the car is super skittish.
It is. It happens. It happens.
The 80 gets involved, the 15, the 45, the 12 as well.
Just nowhere to go.
The 77 gets collected. Yeah, and I'm not sure if any of these guys had already used up their fast repair, but we'll see. King, Amick, and Dave Sharon are all in the pits, and it's much longer than you would typically expect.
It's bound to happen. It's Daytona. Like I've said before, it's just a matter of time before these guys start wrecking, and we saw it right there, unfortunately.
Yep, so the majority of the field is now coming down onto pit road. So that's lap 74 of 120 in the books, 47 laps to go. Can you make it 47 laps? Nope.
Not a chance.
But you can do it with one more stop.
Yes, you can. That's a very good point. So while we're under this caution break, I have another trivia question. So, what famous driver is said to have invented drafting at Daytona International Speedway in 1960? I'll say that again. What famous driver is said to have invented drafting at Daytona International Speedway in 1960?
Good question. And if when he was done with that, he took his car and went back to work.
He definitely did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
All right, fifth caution of the night. We're no longer calling these a handful of cautions.
No.
We're past a few. Some cautions.
So, that is correct.
47 laps to go. Will probably be 46 when we go back to green. I'm guessing the lights will come off that pace car momentarily. I know these guys are getting a wave around. That's the 43 of Garrett. And guys are getting that wave around. I believe our control car is the 99 of Mark.
Interesting. Okay.
He's got the 1 of Pete Woodrum behind him. David Overstreet on the outside in the 46. And again up front, the 41 of Charles Van Scoik.
Van Scoik is putting on a clinic here tonight. He's been able to stay out front of all these drivers. We'll see if this trend holds true. But honestly, Rick, I have no idea what trend's going to happen because we've had 5 cautions in the last 35 laps. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
All right, lights are out. Marco Berube will be the control car. He will be in charge.
Yes, he will.
Pace car about to drop off.
Pace car drops off. 5th caution complete. Cars in the Geico restart zone. We're green flag racing back here at Daytona. Berube, Overstreet, Van Scoik, Woodrum, and Hall, your top 5.
99 jumped out to a huge lead, and he got some help now because he needs to get some folks in behind him or he's going to get run over.
Here comes the run.
That outside line formed up pretty good. That's the 46 of David Overstreet. He's got the 44 of Christoph Hall behind him. Just 3 cars in that outside. They could use 1 or 2 more.
They definitely could, but, you know, the bottom line is definitely the preferred line. But it looks like our field is broken up again, Rick.
Yeah, it has. The 2 or 3 second gap. The back, great push by the 41.
Wow.
Pushing the 99. Huge run they were able to get, separating themselves a bit. Got the 46 of David Overstreet dipping into 3rd. 4th, you've got Pete Woodrum there in that 1 car. Maurice Burnett in the 88 is now showing in 5th. Harley Barletta is now up to 6th. Seeing an 11-11 car up there now in the hunt. Jeff Nairn, our pole sitter, has made his way back up to 7th. Christoph Hall is in 8th, and Hermes Castro is in 9th. Mike Slagter rounds out your top 10. Ian Ogden has also worked his way back up and is now in 11th. And Russell Ottaway is that last car in this group now. That next pack is led by Austin Hagel. Going back to them, they're about 4 seconds back, and they are battling just as hard amongst themselves back there. You've got Matt McComas, Mark Hanna. That's the 42 back there of Sam Harrell. He's actually the last car on the lead lap.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
So there's a mix of cars back there. That's the 75 who was involved in that previous incident. That's Tyler Peebles. He is the second to last car on that lead lap. All right, so what famous driver is said to have invented drafting at Daytona?
That famous driver would be the original JJ, Junior Johnson, back in 1960.
All right.
Let's hope I don't have to have another track fact, not because I'm running out of any, but because I want to see green flag racing. So right now, though, everybody minding their P's and Q's, strategy becoming a factor here in Daytona as the race goes on.
We're watching a little bit of this second group here. Going back to that third group, that's Vaughn, Ledger, Doucette. Man, that's all 11-11 guys back there in this third group trying to make their way back up. They've got time, but not a lot of time.
They got a third of the race. I think they could possibly do it.
Fair, fair. But let's take a quick gander at some lap times. That last lap time through, that can't be right. I've got Jesse Vaughn's last lap at 48.85. Is that what you've got?
Let me look on my board. Last lap, Jesse Vaughn is a 47.7. Well, he just ran.
Yeah, all right, well, 47.75, but your leader, Marco, last lap was a 46.06. Look at that push. That's why.
We almost had a major wreck. 1 and 2 there. Jesse Vaughn and John Ledger dodging some drivers there, so pretty close action for those guys. Car coming, it looked like slow in 1 and 2. They had to go below the yellow line.
Yeah, unless that third pack gets more organized, they're going to struggle to catch up. Pack right there, single file, not quite as organized as you would want it to be. Got the second pack there trying to catch up with a little bit of side by side in the back. Here, that kind of straightens itself back up. That's led by Luke Bullard in the 3. That's Austin Pable, Rodney Packer, Mark Hanna, I think Matt McComas as well. Then you've got that pack chasing them down. You know, if they catch them and they work together, those two packs could have an opportunity to catch up to the group in front, but they are, the second group is 7 seconds back.
It's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tough task, but we'll see if they're able to do it.
All right, lap 85 in the books. Majority of these guys, well, I just said that, and now we've got this group. That's Vaughn, Ledger, Doucette, Colin, Garrett, and William Mann Jr. all on pit road here, lap 85. The rest of this group, they pitted on lap, the rest of the field pitted last on lap 73. And they're about to go a lap down.
It's going to happen here at Daytona, so we'll see how they're able to bounce back from this, but that means they're going to come down pit road if they do another 20-lap stop at lap 106 or a 25-lap stop at lap 110.
They are not going to be, they're going to have to stop again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody's going to have to stop, if not once, 2 more times. Depending on when you pit.
Well, if you look at the leaders, Berube et al., they pitted last on lap 73. If you add 23 to that, that gets you to 96. Yeah, it's going to be close.
It's close. We may see some guys run out of fuel here, Rick.
Yeah, especially if it winds up in a green-white checker. You've got no choice. You've got to come down. Some blinking car. That's just what? Who is that? Is that the 22? Is not the 22? Maybe the 22.
I think it is.
It is Ty Boston. Yep, Ty has some connection issues. He is struggling with. Oh,
Wow.
Sideways.
Oh,
The 99 gets spun at the front.
Big wreck. Everybody's wrecking. Maybe not. Wow. Caution is. Oh, close call. Wow. Well, Rick, caution's precaution.
Yeah, and we caught it again.
We're too good at this.
We are. So I think it's going to come down to just, pushing through at the front stretch. It's so easy to upset the car.
It is. It is.
Oh, wait. There was wrecking happening behind.
Oh, wow. What? Multiple wrecks here. That looked... No, that was the previous wreck, Rick.
I don't know why our software is driving us back to the previous wreck, but we'll... All right, there it is right there. Let's back that up and take a slightly different shot. Just off-center push.
That'll do it.
Lots of guys involved. like Marco Berube got his car repaired. He is back out on the track. All right, trivia question.
Yes. Trivia question. So, let's see what we got here. What impromptu dance did Darrell Waltrip do in Victory Lane when he won in 1988? What impromptu dance did Darrell Waltrip do in Daytona's Victory Lane when he won in 1988?
That was funny. A little
It was.
embarrassing, but definitely.
Hey, well, it was probably one of the greatest NASCAR moments of all time. Depending on who you ask.
Yeah. All right, lap 90, 30 laps to go here at Daytona for the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. We'll go back to green sometime around lap 28, 29. And an interesting name at the front of this.
A name that I don't know if I've ever heard of there, Rick. I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah,
Castro?
somebody Castro, somebody. He has worked his way back up through the field. He started 33rd.
You know, we talked about how he's kind of been quiet this race. Well, look where he is now. He's the closer.
So we'll wait for the field to kind of get shuffled through and settled down. Maybe he did not come in. That may explain that.
Hey, he got a point though. Got a bonus point for leading the lap.
There you go. So you've got a number of teams represented up front. Looks like you've got 43 Racing. You have a couple 1111 drivers up there. Freddie Durstock showing in 10th.
What a comeback from that driver. Good to see him up front.
Mike Slagter, who we were just talking about.
Second in points. Yep.
Is now in 4th. Charles Van Scoik is our control car. Lights are out on the pace car.
And here we go.
Somebody has put down an answer of some type. Pace car is off.
It was a shuffle of some sort. Well, we're about to get shuffled back up here at Daytona. Green flag back in the air, 29 laps to go.
Harley Barletta right there with the 21 of Ogden behind. Great move. Contact, Smite. Hold on, 44 was right there. With the 27 of Jeff Nairn, almost contact between those two. They're 3 wide, there's contact now.
Oh, watch out.
Saved it, that 44 saved it.
.28 to go this time by, and Rick, it's getting a little feisty out there.
It is. Marco Berube is back on pit road, as well as Hermes Castro. Yeah, we saw his name on top of the board, but it looks like he was a lap or so down.
Makes sense.
Good work by Harley Barletta and Ian Ogden to make their way back up to the front.
You know, this is something we see from this team all the time. They know how to get their way back up to the front when it really matters. And there they are. That's why Barletta and that whole team are some of the best in the league. So, what impromptu dance did Darrell Waltrip do in Victory Lane when he won in 1988? That dance is called the Icky Shuffle. If you haven't looked it up, look it up. You may get slightly embarrassed.
It's not pretty.
You know,
So-
we never thought that NASCAR drivers could be good dancers. You know, it's not part of the resume, not part of the interview process. Hey, can you dance?
So we started out this race with 41 entries. 3 have retired. Jeff Neely, Brandon Redford, Dave Sharon has retired. So 38 are still active and on the track, although a number have taken the opportunity to get some repairs done as they go in and out of the pits. Just 26 laps to go. These guys are still going to have to pit one more time.
They will, and it's going to happen. When it happens, I don't know, but it's going to happen.
Well, they've got to get to 20 to go if they want room in their tank to make it around to the finish and maybe have enough gas for one green-white checker.
Correct.
So sometime after 6 laps, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, I don't know when it's going to... Don't know when, but I mean, it's almost like pick your poison. You know, do you want to pit earlier and short pit and get as much on the back end of this thing as you can, or you want to pit as close to that caution as possible? So, or caution as in into the race, rather. Did not mean to say caution. I'm not predicting anything, but...
Well, I mean, it's always a possibility as we race towards the conclusion of this event. You're already seeing the slicing and dicing from lanes as drivers are too wide, looking for the best way around. Interestingly enough, the 27, Jeff Nairn has worked his way back up to the lead where he started. He's got the 81 of Barletta on the outside. He's got the 21 of Ian Ogden pushing him. The 2 sits behind Barletta. Sits behind Jeff Nairn. I'm not sure who that car is.
I'm not sure either.
I think it's a lap car.
I believe it is. I believe you're correct.
Yeah, it's Kane Vandermark.
Oh, 3 wide. Watch out.
Yep, that's the 16. So it's always a challenge where you're racing in pack racing and you wind up with a number of drivers who are lap or laps down. You're not sure why, whether they may have damage to their car or not, but they're there. They're in the mix.
They are.
23 laps to go.
At this point, the big one may happen, Rick. Another big one. I mean, these drivers are driving side by side. You got a pack of about 20 cars, 25 cars up here in the front. All of them want to win here at Daytona. Who is it going to be?
Well, that outside line is all 11-11, the top 3. That's Barletta, Ogden, and Austin Habel. He's part of that 11-11 group. Big gap to that second pack. Tyler Peebles, Samuel Harrell, both were on pit road. They were making their stop with 22 laps to go. They're gambling on that just going green. And those guys, that's Alonso.
Oh, got a car breaking off, pitting down pit road. Who is that?
That was Alonzo King, headed down pit road by himself. This group is about to run up on somebody.
It's about to get interesting, Rick. If that car doesn't drop down to the bottom line, we may see 3 wide going into 3, and it's Berube up at the top lane. Hope everybody can hold their line. Oh, another car. That was a 75 of Tyler Peebles, I believe.
Yeah, we're just seeing some guys who got caught up in that last wreck. They got cycled back, and now they're battling to try and get a lap back. First car lap down is the 99 of Ruby, so Tyler Peebles is the car behind him, so if caution comes out, the 99 wants to finish ahead of the 08 of Ryan Pittman or the 75 of Tyler Peebles.
Exactly, you are correct.
So that 46 that's up there out in front, I think is a lap down. Is that the 46?
The 46 is in fact, yes, the 46 is a lap down, I believe.
That's David Overstreet. He is currently up there in front, but not in the lead.
It's a good place to be, though. Gotta say, it's a good place to be if you want to try to get your lap back.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's really in contention. He's pretty far back. All right, 19 laps to go. Don't go away. We're going to dip out for another commercial break. Hang in there.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Hello, my name is Amanda, and I support Tech4Troops.
All right, welcome back to Daytona for the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300. 18 laps to go. There will be one more round of pit stops. We're just not sure when it's going to happen. Most of these drivers pitted lap at the front. They pitted last on lap 89. So that's going to be just outside their fuel window. We expect them.
It's going to come down to the wire here at the end. I don't know if they can make it. I mean, it's going to be really close, but someone's going to have to make that break down pit road, and I believe it's going to be all teammates trying to go down at one time. Oh, a little bit of loose on the high side there. Yeah.
So that low side is the 11 of that was the 81 of Harley Barletta, 21 of Ian Ogden. I believe that 6 is down there. No, that's 27 of Jeff Narron. So 211 cars. Jeff Narron's down there. They've got a teammate out there, Austin Hable. He's in the 6. I believe he is in the outside line. That outside line is the lap down car, the 46 of David Overstreet. Not sure who's sitting behind him in that Bass Pro Shops. Oh, and there we go. That's Barletta and Ogden down onto pit road. Man, they were flying down onto pit road. But they're not the
Yes, they
only
were.
ones. Vaughn, Doucette, Ledger, Uberpacker, the rest of the 11-11 guys are on pit road, making their stop. For Barletta, that was a 7.40 second stop. Fuel only.
Yep, you know he has the fuel to go to the end of the race for sure.
Looks like Ledger and Doucette may have taken tires.
Which at this stage in the race, I really don't know why you would take tires.
Well, that's my guess. Their pit stops were over 10 seconds. Well, Joey's Doucette's was at 11.22. So. All right, William Ann Jr. and Colin Garrett now coming down pit road. Also affiliated with 11-11. So it looks like all of the 11-11 guys have made their way down onto pit road. 14 laps to go. You know you got to stop.
Right. You got it. Matter of when.
That puts 27 of Jeff Nairn in front. Hannah Altizer are also on pit road as we speak, as well as David Clement. I'm thinking the guys who are out front right now, David Overstreet, and I'm not sure who is behind him. I think that's the two of Kane Vandermark. They are at least one lap down. But that helps Jeff Nairn.
Oh, here comes more pit stops.
Christoph Hall, Charles Van Scoik, Russell Ottaway, Maurice Burnett. That is the 43 Racing team. They're making their way down onto pit road. We'll watch Charles here in his pit stall. It's the 45 of Mark Hanna pulling away. Looks like this is a fuel-only stop. 6.98. Super quick stop for the 40.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Christoph Hall also 6.17, even faster. Good stop for these guys. They should, if they get together, be able to not lose any time, but we'll see what happens here as the lead pack works their way around. This helps Jeff. Jeff Nairn. He's not burning as much fuel when he's behind some cars. You got the 84 of Jesse Vaughn on that outside. Jesse Vaughn is the last car on the lead lap.
We'll see if this can play out into some of these drivers' favor as we just hit 10 to go. But as it stands right now,
it's 10 to go. They pitted last on 89.
They got to come down soon.
Yeah, they're due any time. I'm guessing we'll see.
3 wide. That was close.
Yeah, it's all lap cars.
Yeah. It is.
That's Joey Doucette, Jesse Vaughn up there.
Yep, Jeff Nairn continues to lead them around here, Daytona. 9 laps to go. Mike Slagter in second.
Well, Nairn, Slagter, Haybold, Woodrum, Durstock and Bullard. Luke Bullard is up to 6th. They have not pitted yet. They pitted last on 89. They're hoping for a caution.
Absolutely they are. If not, they got to come down pit road.
And that gaggle of cars in front are all either at the tail end of the lead lap or a lap down. 8 laps here to go.
Oh, watch out. These leaders are playing with some dangerous cars right now. Where do you go? I mean, both lanes are blocked.
You've got to try and they're trying to get their lap back or to stay relevant in case of a caution coming out. And then you as a leader, you can't get past them. You can't get through them.
Not at all.
That's the 46 dropping down. That's David Overstreet in front of the leader. But they can't make it. There's no math in my book that says they can make it.
From the math that I just did in my head, I would agree entirely. So I don't, unless they know something that we don't know, I don't think they can make it.
Well, if they were hoping to wait out for a caution, that ship has sailed.
It has. I mean, unless something wild happens, this race is pretty much coming down to the wire now. Oh, here comes some drivers out pit road. There come the leaders.
Yep.
Jeff Nairn's flying in. And he makes it. Oh, look at Slatker beat him down pit road. What a move by Mike Slatker there. Can he beat that 27 once they get out of pit road?
Oh, it's going to be close.
There comes the 27 right in front of the 14.
Can Jeff Nairn win this from the pole?
That would be an amazing feat if he could. That would be phenomenal. Oh! Spin! He's in the front!
Wrecking everywhere!
He came back up the track, Rick!
At the 14 of Slagter?
He came back up the track, hit the 42 of Sammy Harrell. A contender to win the race. Oh, no.
We need
Wow.
to see that again. That just completely changes everything.
That turns this race completely on its head, actually.
Back farther than that, I think.
No, right there, you're good. You're good. You're good. He got loose. He's in the grass.
All right, so he's exiting, trying to stay relevant, catches the bit of that edge, racing surface, grass, and right up into, that's Charles Van Scoik.
Rick, what we know now is Harley Barletta is in the lead. Can Harley Barletta get a win here with his 11-11 Veteran Project teammate right behind him? 3 laps to go. Let's get back into the leaders.
We are green flag. Caution did not fly.
Wow. I can't believe that didn't fly there, Rick.
No one stopped on the track. If you're leaving it up to iRacing to make the call,
that is correct.
caution
You're
did
right.
not come out.
You're right. With 3 to
Barletta,
go.
Ogden, Hall, 1, 2, 3.
It's a 3-car breakaway with 3 to go. Unless a caution comes out, one of these drivers is going to win, and right now my odds are in that 11-11 camp.
Absolutely. I'm sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens. I mean, race control made it very clear that they're going to let iRacing call these yellow flags. So.
Well, it's definitely going to alter how this race goes tonight.
But he did come back up on the racing surface and contact
He did.
Charles Van Scoik.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, that's heartbreaking for that team and for everybody involved in that incident, you know?
Absolutely.
So, 2 laps to go. Coming out of turn 2 right now, Harley Barletta leading with Ian Ogden in second and Hall in third.
Jeff Nairn, your pole sitter, is back in 5th. Big leaders here. I mean, Barletta started 10th, Ogden 12th, 13th. Christoph Hall 27th. Pete Woodrum, great showing Pete Woodrum. He is showing her now in 4th. He started in 19th.
Yep, he did. We have the white flag, Rick. 1 lap to go here at Daytona. Can the 44 of Hall spoil this 11-11 veteran project? 1-2, we will see. Or will Ogden try to get past his teammate for the win? Truthfully, I don't know. Here we go into turn 3.
Number of wrecks happening back in the field. Maurice Burnett, David Clement.
Here comes the 44. 44's down low. 21's going to block him. Harley Barletta wins at Daytona. Ian Ogden in second. Hall in third.
Wild finish here at Daytona with these drivers. Don't go away. Stay with us. We'll have driver interviews once we can get this unofficial results moved to final results. I'm sure Race Control has their hands full tonight.
I would say so myself. I would agree.
Number of, as I was saying earlier, Maurice Burnett spinning through the grass as the white flag waved. Coming back up on the racing surface.
I'm surprised I didn't bring out a caution.
Oh, and then contact.
Oh, wow. What a hit.
You can see somebody flipping down. Let's. I'm not even sure who is involved. All right, looks like that was the 12. Let's get a different angle.
That was a 12 to 15.
The 19 and the 75. 12 winds up on its lid. The 91 of Brad Previtt makes it through. Wild ride for the 12.
Wow, what a barrel roll. I mean, I think he's going to keep on rolling here. Maybe get back on 4 wheels. Yeah, he does. Yeah. And you got 11-11 boys doing some burnouts on the front stretch.
Through the grass, that's your winner. Harley Barletta. Let's bring up the official results.
In first, Harley Barletta bringing home the win with his teammate there, Ian Ogden in second. Christoph Hall in third with Freddie Durstock finishing in fourth. Pete Woodrum in fifth. Luke Bullard in sixth. Austin Habel in seventh. Jeff Nairn in eighth. Joey Doucette in ninth. And Jesse Vaughn rounding out your top 10.
11, Russell Ottaway. 12th, Rodney Uberpacker. Followed by 13th, John Ledger. Then Maurice Burnett. Colin Garrett in 15th. William Mann Jr. in 16th. Grant Altizer in 17th. Tyler Peebles in 18th. In 19th, Mike Slagter. Marco Bruby in 20th.
In 21st, Ryan Pittman. In 22nd, Mark Hanna. Sean Shootman rounds out top 23 with Hermas Castro in 24th. Ty Bostic in 25th. Jerry Botto in 26th. David Overstreet finishing in 27th. Alonzo King, not the night he was looking for, in 28th. Kane Van Mark in 29th. And Bradley Previtt in 30th.
31st, David P. Sharon. 32nd, Charles Van der Skyk. Surprising because what a great showing. He put on a clinic with drafting earlier towards the latter half of the race. Zach Ward in 33rd, Sam Harrell in 34th, David Clement in 35th, David Watson 36th, Matt McComas 37th, Evan Amick in 38th, Dave Sharon in 39th, Brandon Redford in 40th, and finishing Jeff Nairn in 41st. All right, I think our drivers are in the green room. Let's go ahead and bring in Christoph Hall. Christoph, welcome to the broadcast booth. Congratulations on your P3 finish.
Thank you, man.
You were in the right place at the right time for sure.
It seemed to be my story for the night. I just always seem to narrowly not get involved in crap.
We're super. Your team really set the mark towards the latter half of this race. Definitely together, racing well, racing smart together. Was there a lot of work prior to the race to get ready for this event?
I mean, yes and no. We've all raced together for quite a while now. We're all really good at super speedways, so it's just a shame that they all basically got taken out, piece by piece in different wrecks. If it wasn't for that, one of us definitely would have won this.
Yeah, we were. You were amazing us here in the booth. The way you guys worked together, it was clear. Charles's ability to push, that was spot on.
Between Chuck and Sammy, I mean, they put on a clinic today.
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, congratulations on the P3 finish. Any shout-outs you'd like to make?
Yeah, of course, my teammates in this one, Russell, Maurice, Sammy, and Chuck. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have finished third. Oh, and my buddy Darren.
All right, well, yeah, if you like, we try to keep our top three in the booth. You're welcome to hang out as we bring in the rest of the guys. All right, Ian Ogden, congratulations. Welcome to the broadcast booth.
Appreciate it, buddy. I missed you.
Well, I tell you, for a while there, we were wondering if you're going to get back up here. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why my 1111 Veteran Project founder, Colin Garrett, decided to dump me on pit road, but it's all good. We made it back up. We got to run with Harley and help him get the win, so we'll take that all day, every day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What I was going to say was, early in the race there, Ian, y'all's entire team kind of just took a back seat for a little while and kind of hung out in the back. Give us a rundown of what happened at the start of the race that separated the entire field.
Honestly, I don't know what separated the entire field, but at the beginning or before the race, we all talked about going to the back and trying to just link up and take it easy. Obviously, that first pit stop hurt us. Joey and Colin and myself kind of got into it there, the lack of communication of where pit boxes were, but we got her done, and we'll take it.
All right. Congratulations again on your P2 finish. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah. Obviously, 1111 Veteran Project, Tech4Troops. I know you guys have seen it. At least, Rick, you have on my Facebook. But we've started a nationwide campaign with Tech4Troops to deliver laptops to deserving veterans and veteran organizations to help further their access to technology and resources. Those laptops have 5,000 or over 5,000 training slides and stuff that the veterans can go through to help them get jobs. And, there's like a hazmat course on there that they can take to get a couple extra bucks an hour at some places that offer incentives for having that course. So this past week in New Orleans, we donated 2 laptops to Bastion Community of Resilience. It's a veteran community down in New Orleans. It's 58 apartments down there that they've all got veterans and their families in. So it's really cool to be able to work with them. And then next month we go to Austin, Texas. We're working with a organization called Comfort Crew for military kids. And they're going to bring out a couple families from Camp Mabry down there in Texas to hang out with us at the racetrack.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So shout out to Tech4Troops 1111 Veteran Project for doing that and supporting my dream of doing it. It's pretty awesome.
That's great. Well, we appreciate the work that you do and others that support our veterans, and that's what makes it so worthwhile to do what we do in this league. So,
absolutely.
And your winner Harley Barletta joins us here in the broadcast booth. Harley, congratulations.
Thanks, Rick. That was an awesome run, man.
Yeah, we were. I know that Ian had said that y'all were. Your plan was to hang back, but for a while there, you were hanging way back.
Yeah, we wanted to stay away from all of any chaos that was going to happen there, and probably around lap 61, I started thinking we should start moving towards the front here. So I started inching, and then that last caution brought Ian right to me, which was perfect, and we just bolted and went. Did that green flag stop perfectly. Can't thank AJM enough and 1111 Veterans Project and Tech4Troops. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
I tell you, it was amazing. We were up in the booth. We were shocked. You had 41 competitors out there, and we ran a ton of laps, caution-free, to start this race.
Yeah, it was all attrition. Just kind of keep yourself until the end and go for it.
Absolutely. John?
All I was going to say is, congrats out to you all. And, y'all had an amazing race. And I got to ask, what does this do for momentum? Last week we spoke, with the winner and with him winning, with Luke winning, that's going to carry momentum for him. But what does this do for AJM as a whole, going into the rest of the season?
So I was a little different this year with AJM, having the team split up, but we're still kind of working together. And the first race was it was bad for all of us. We all had mistakes and whatever happened. But it was definitely big momentum to get this win. I didn't have a single win last season. Even though I finished second in the points, it was really kind of just a big bummer. And this is like a kick in the face, like, hey, you can do this. You know you can.
Yeah, I mean, you just punched your ticket to the playoffs, so absolutely.
Boom, baby.
All right, Harley, your turn. Any shout-outs you'd like to make?
I remember I got to make one to you guys and the IWM broadcast. Y'all are awesome. Everyone, all the admins here, Elliot. This is a great group of people. We need to keep this going forever and ever because I don't know. I love it. Love all you guys.
Well, that's great. We appreciate all that you and your teammates do. So, all right, there's your winner, Harley Barletta, second, Ian Ogden and Christoph Hall in third here at the Tech4Troops Sunshine State 300 here in Daytona. John, where are we next week?
Next week, we are heading to a very lovely place. A very lovely place by the name of...
You don't know either.
My hometown, Nashville. We're going to be at Nashville Super Speedway, 180 laps, and it'll be a great race next Wednesday. Same time, same broadcast network, and I would not miss that race for anything because Nashville proves to be one of the best races on the track. So stay tuned next week, same time, same broadcast channel, same broadcast crew. This is John and Rick from the IWM Broadcast Network and Tech4Troops Cup Series. Hope you have a good one and join us next week.
All right. Good night, all.